Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my 2024 VCT EMEA Kickoff Pickems. I'm going to go through all of the groups games, letting you know who I think is going to win and why, who I think is going to go straight to the playoffs, who's going to go to the play-in stage, and in the play-in stage I'll be picking who I think is going to make it through, um, just based on like the matchups and everything, who's going to win each game, and then I'll be doing my own like random playoff draw. Obviously, the playoff draw is not going to be perfect just because of like how it's going to work. It's a random draw. It's not like my random draw is going to go the exact same way as um, EMEA, like the VCT EMEA random draw will go. Um, but I'm going to try to do my best job to simulate how I think the tournament is going to go, and then I'll tell you who I think will make it to Madrid. I almost forgot the name of the tournament again. I am going to get that eventually. But yeah, it took me a while to record this, so I'm actually recording this like probably like an hour before you're going to see this. Just because of Koi's roster getting announced today. I hate that they took this long to announce a roster that everybody knew, even though they like cut them on VLR or something. I don't know. It was a weird thing. But regardless, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy. These pick'ems are pretty chalk compared to the other ones that I've done, but regardless, I do feel pretty confident in these, a lot more confident than my Americas and Pacific ones. And yeah, all that being said, let me know who you think is going to win in the comments below, who's going to make Madrid, everything like that. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, we're going to start here with Group A, where start with Foot Heretics. I'm a big believer in Foot. I'm pretty sure I had them second in my EMEA power rankings. And I had Heretics towards the bottom. I think I would drop Koi to the bottom into last place in the whole world and in EMEA. Therefore, um, just because I don't get good vibes from Koi. I thought they were going to change their roster and make it worse, and I don't think it got worse necessarily. I mean, it couldn't have gotten worse because they kept it the same from what I thought. But getting rid of Trex and everything like that, just it doesn't feel good. But I'll talk more about Koi later. Heretics has more potential to win a couple games and everything like that. Just being good on any given day. But I think Foot will take this game over Heretics. I believe in Heretics' future. I like a couple of their players, but I don't think they're going to be very good this year. Then you have Giants, Carmine Core. Carmine Core, a similar team to Heretics, but I do think they will be better this year. And Giants, just the most consistent team in the world. But bringing in Redgar kind of gives them more of a swing factor both ways. So I think in this game against Ang, Redgar's former coach, Carmine Core will take this game against Giants. Then I think we'll just get the obvious one out of the way. I'm going to take Giants over Heretics. Very similar reasons. I think they'll be fine. Kept 4 of their 5 players. I don't think they're going to have too much issue beating Heretics here. Then Foot, Carmine Core. I think this is pretty self-explanatory as well. Foot is a top 3 team in EMEA at worst, and I think they'll take this one against KC. Then in this decider game, you get a rematch, Carmine Core versus Giants, and a lot of the times I like taking the losing team from the original matchup in the decider rematch. Obviously, that'll depend on who's playing who, but I think in this game, Giants should be favored. I think Giants should be favored in both, but I'm actually going to take the upset for Carmine Core in the first one. And yeah, I think this will end up looking promising pretty much for every team in this group, and maybe except for Giants. Obviously, they could look a little ugly in that first game, maybe, but overall, I think they'll be pretty good. And so will Heretics. I think Heretics will show some nice stuff. I think Carmine Core will as well. Obviously, winning a game here, and then Foot will just be one of the best teams in the EMEA, obviously. And this group, I think, is the easiest group to pick. It literally took me like 30 seconds to do this when I decided before making the video. I'm going to take Navi over BBL. Navi, again, probably a top 3 team in EMEA. I put them behind Foot to start the year, and I think they'll be even... I think it might be a little flippy-floppy. I think they'll be a little less consistent than Foot, but I think they'll still be very, very good. It's one of the top teams in the world. Um, and yeah, not too much to say there. BBL, I don't have a ton of confidence in. Then Team Liquid versus Koi. I think Team Liquid's just going to be super consistent, average this year. Um, yeah, they're not going to lose to any teams worse than them. They're not going to beat any teams better than them. Is pretty much my feeling there with them. And they'll take that game over Koi. Then BBL Koi. I'm going to take BBL. I think BBL will be not great, but good enough to win this game over Koi. Not too much to talk about there as well. I don't know. I have no faith in Koi. They could prove me wrong. I like Shadow as a player. I like Gerbino. Other than that, I don't have a ton of confidence. I like Shados as a player, but I just don't. I don't believe in his Sentinel play. Like him on Sentinel is not good. They need to put him back on Initiator, on Flex, whatever the hell. He can play at a better, not at a better, like just what he can play better than Sentinel, because his Sentinel play is just not good. Then Navi Liquid. Navi's one of the best teams in EMEA. Again, Liquid's not going to be any teams better than them, as I said before. So I think they lose this game. I think there is some potential for Navi to have like a bad game here or something like that. Maybe bring out some weird comps or something like that, and Team Liquid to take it. But overall, I just think Navi's firepower gets them through this game pretty easily. And yeah, they take this over Team Liquid. Then Team Liquid, again, not going to lose to any teams worse than them. I'm going to take them over BBL. I don't really think there's too much upset potential for either of Liquid's games. This is the only game that I could see potentially flip-flopping. Other than that, maybe the elimination game here. Other than that, like, that's probably the easiest group to pick. If you have anything other than this or Liquid winning this game, I would be shocked. And then Group C here, we have Vitality versus Gentlemates. I'm a lot lower on Gentlemates than a lot of people. I think a lot of people tend to overrate the Ascension teams. I guess G2's kind of gotten back into where they should be placed. I placed Gentlemates in like the lowest tier. I think they're right in between like where I had like the tier that I had Carmine Core in, or like potential upset team kind of thing, and being a bad team. I think they're right in between that, but I think Vitality, again, top 4 team in EMEA probably. I think they're pretty much the consensus 4th team, behind Foot and Navi. Maybe some people have them over Foot or Navi, but I think they'll probably end up being around that 3rd or 4th best team. I don't see them being better than both Navi and Foot, though. But they should win this game regardless, even if Destrian is subbing in, even with everything like that. I don't see it. I don't see them losing this. And then Fnatic beating Vitality. No explanation needed. It's Fnatic. They're by far the best team in EMEA. I think there is a little bit of upset potential if like Safe, Runner go crazy. Fnatic kind of starts slow with Elma Putty, a head coach. I think there is a little bit of upset potential, but it's Fnatic. They're not going to lose. Then Vitality Gentlemates rematch again. I just don't see it. I think there's more potential for an upset here, with Gentlemates and God, I forgot their coach's name, but he's really good. Anti-strap potential, everything like that. Seeing 2 VODs of Vitality playing, I think there is some potential for an upset there, but overall, these are going to be my Pickems for the groups. Got Foot, Navi, and Fnatic going through the playoffs, and then we'll have Giants, Liquid, and Vitality playing in the what's it called? Scroll up to find it. The play-in stage. There we go. That's what it's called. So moving on to that now. All right, and now as I've been doing, I'm just gonna use the Epic Pen to kind of like point at who I think is gonna win, kind of thing like that. But yeah, starting off with Giants, Liquid. Honestly, this is really close for me. My 5th and 6th ranked teams in my power rankings to start the year. Just 2 really like average teams, just mid-table kind of thing, can go either way. And honestly here, I mean, we have my 4th ranked team in Vitality. And then in the playoffs, you have 3rd, 2nd, and 1st ranked teams in Navi, Foot, and Fnatic, respectively. Um, so it's kind of like the first region that I've done where it really feels like we have the top 6 teams in these play-ins and in playoffs, honestly. It really felt like there were some games that went certain ways that kind of allowed certain teams to get in to playoffs, or some groups that went certain ways. That wasn't ideal for me. Just like it didn't feel right to not have Paper X in playoffs, not have Leviathan in playoffs, teams like that. Um, but regardless, that's not something that we're talking about right now. Giants, Liquid. And for me, I'm going to take Liquid. This game is going to be super close for me, but I just think Giants has a little bit more, like, they can go either way kind of thing for me than Liquid does. Obviously, this will be the least of the pressured games since this is the first game of the play-in stage for Liquid. So I think that'll be the least of their problems right now. But in this next game, I do think they have a little bit of that pressure in this game. But also, I just think Vitality is the better team, and I think they'll take this game over Liquid. And then Giants versus Vitality is one that could also get interesting, with Giants kind of flipping the other way. But personally, I really believe in Safe. I really believe in Runner. I like Kicks. I like Destrian, even though he's the sub here, kind of. And I really, really like Sender, specifically as a Sentinel player, but he'll be playing Smokes, and that's fine. And yeah, I'm going to pick Vitality here to make it through the play-in stage and into the playoffs. All right, so we have Fnatic and Vitality on opposite sides of the bracket, and then I flipped a coin and had Navi end up playing against Fnatic and Foot against Vitality. I feel like a lot of people don't understand actually how the bracket works. It's Fnatic, Vitality, or 2 teams like the play-in winner, and then the team that went through the uppers in their group. They're on opposite sides of the bracket, and then it's a random draw for who gets against either team. So obviously, a lot of people don't like that Navi could potentially be playing Fnatic here. But personally, I'm a lot higher up on Foot than a lot of people, and a little bit lower on Navi in general. I don't think they're going to recapture that FPX magic fully. It'll be better than they were last year. I can't deny that, but they're still going to play the Yoru. They're still going to be weird on some maps and everything like that. And that's the reason I'm going to pick Fnatic over them. In a full BO5, I think Fnatic's going to have a deeper map pool. And they're also just Fnatic. Like, both teams could be considered super teams. I wouldn't consider Navi one, just mainly because of the year that Artis had last year. Just not, it just wasn't good enough. Straight up, I don't know. To consider them a super team at least, because they have like the second best Sentinel, the second best Initiator. I think I'd rank Angel as the second best IGL. They have the second best Flex player. I think Artis could be the second best duelist in EMEA. He could even be the best. But we just don't know, so I'm not going to consider them a super team. That's not why they're losing this game, personally, but I just think that's an interesting thing. And yeah, overall, just 2 really good teams playing against each other. I'm going to take Fnatic, though. And then, same thing here. 2 really good teams playing against each other. First time we've really had this. I mean, we had in Americas, I had Energy versus C9 played G2, I believe. And then my other group's winner was Sentinels, and I picked Energy. So, like, that was the other really good game. I think Pacific, it was all, like, the 2 to 6 teams kind of thing in there. But these are the top 4 teams in EMEA, in my opinion. And I'm just going to take the 2 teams I power ranked 1 and 2 to make Madrid. Pretty chalk, honestly. I think most people have Fnatic and Foot or Fnatic and Navi. I think some people might be different and pick Fnatic and Vitality, but Vitality have to go through the play-ins, so that could potentially be a disadvantage. And yeah, so this is who I have making Madrid. I'll have Fnatic winning the final just because it's Fnatic. Uh, I don't really think there's a ton to say about any of the Fnatic games other than the fact that they are Fnatic and they will win. Obviously, there's some concerns with Elba Putty and Minnie not being the coach anymore, but who cares, man? Like, this team is the best team of all time. They'll be fine. They'll make Madrid. They'll be very good at Madrid. And yeah, I think they're still the best team in the world. I think Energy could possibly pass them up, but that's really the only team I'm considering right now to be able to pass Fnatic up and be the best team in the world. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, everything like that. Let me know who you think is going to win in the comments below. And I'll be coming out with a video of my preseason award predictions. So like who I think is going to be the full VCT season MVP. And just, yeah, a bunch of other awards like Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year, everything like that. So stay tuned for that. Go watch that video when it comes out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.